Senso-ji Temple, the story behind Tokyo's oldest temple. Imagine walking through the busy streets of Tokyo and suddenly entering a place where the noise of the modern city seems to disappear. In front of you stands a massive red gate. Beyond it is a traditional street filled with Japanese shops, and at the end stands a magnificent Buddhist temple that has survived centuries of change. This is Senso-ji Temple, one of the most famous and historic landmarks in Tokyo. But what makes this temple so special? And how did it survive the transformation of Tokyo from a small settlement into one of the world's greatest cities? Let's discover the story of Sensoji. The legend of Sensoji. The history of Sensoji goes back more than 1,300 years. According to Japanese tradition, the story begins in the year 628. Two fishermen were working in the Sumida River when they discovered a small statue of Kannon, the Buddhist goddess of mercy. The fishermen brought the statue back to their village. According to the legend, the statue was considered sacred, and a temple was eventually established to honor Kannon. That temple became Sensoji. Over the centuries, the temple grew in importance and became a major religious destination. The area around it also developed, eventually becoming one of the most popular districts in Tokyo, the famous Kaminarimon Gate. One of the first things visitors see is the enormous Kaminarimon Gate, also known as a Thunder Gate. The gate is famous for its massive red lantern, which has become one of the most recognizable symbols of Tokyo. Standing beneath this huge lantern gives visitors an unforgettable first impression of Sensoji. The gate is also guarded by two powerful figures representing protection. From here, visitors enter one of the most famous streets connected to the temple, Nakamise Street. This is Nakamise Street, stretching toward the main temple. The street is lined with traditional shops and food stalls. Here, visitors can find Japanese souvenirs, traditional crafts, sweets, snacks, clothing, and many other items. Nakamise is more than a shopping street. It creates a connection between modern visitors and the traditional atmosphere of old Tokyo. Walking through the colorful shops while looking toward the temple ahead is one of the most memorable experiences in Asakusa, the main temple. At the end of Nakamise Street stands a magnificent main hall of Sensoji. The building is large, colorful, and beautifully decorated. Inside is the sacred image of Kannon. The statue itself is traditionally considered hidden from public view, making it one of the temple's most mysterious and sacred elements. Visitors come here to pray, experience Japanese Buddhist traditions, and admire the architecture. Even with thousands of tourists visiting every day, the temple continues to function as an important place of worship. Sensoji through history. Sensoji has experienced many difficult periods. Tokyo has faced earthquakes, fires, political changes, and war. One of the greatest tragedies came during World War II, when much of the surrounding area was destroyed and the temple buildings were severely damaged. But Sensoji was rebuilt. Its reconstruction became a powerful symbol of Tokyo's recovery after the war. As the city rebuilt itself with modern buildings, highways, railways, and skyscrapers, Sensoji continued to preserve a connection with Tokyo's ancient past. Sensoji today. Today, Sensoji is one of Tokyo's most visited attractions. People come from around Japan and from all over the world to experience its history and atmosphere. Visitors can explore the temple grounds, admire traditional architecture, enjoy the shops of Nakamise Street, and experience the lively atmosphere of Asakusa. The area is especially beautiful in the evening, when the temple and surrounding streets become illuminated. At that moment, the combination of traditional Japanese architecture and the modern Tokyo skyline creates a fascinating contrast. Why Sensoji is so important. What makes Sensoji special isn't simply its age or beautiful architecture. It is the way the temple represents Tokyo itself. Tokyo is famous for futuristic technology, skyscrapers, neon lights, and incredibly modern transportation. But places like Sensoji remind us that beneath this modern city is a much older history. For more than 1,000 years, generations of people have come here to pray, celebrate, shop, and experience Japanese culture. The city around the temple has changed dramatically, but Sensoji has remained a powerful connection to the past. Conclusion: Sensoji is more than an ancient temple. It is a story of faith, tradition, destruction, and rebuilding. From the legendary discovery of the Kannon statue to the busy streets of modern Tokyo, Sensoji has witnessed centuries of Japanese history. Today, Millions of visitors walk through the Kaminarimon Gate, explore Nakamise Street, and stand before the magnificent temple. And perhaps that is what makes Sensoji so fascinating. In a city that is constantly moving toward the future, this ancient temple continues to remind Tokyo of where it came from. This is Sensoji, a timeless symbol of Tokyo's history, culture, and enduring spirit. Thanks for watching World Explorers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories about the world's greatest cities, landmarks, food, and cultures.